I'm Nikhil Chawla and today we are back with another episode of the Unbiased blog, and we're reviewing a phone that fits the palm of my hand, and that's a rarity in 2020. So we're lucky that we got few devices in 2020 that could fit our palms. Otherwise, the phones are expanding over 6 inches. Now this is the Google Pixel 4a and we were waiting for it. That said, let's start and talk about what is so good about this phone, why the Pixel 4a sold like hotcakes, and why everybody is wanting it. First thing first, it's the design. I think it's the first Google Pixel device that doesn't have a dual tone finish at the back. So you don't get this, half division of glass and metal at the back. It's just one single mold of plastic all over the design. There's no creases, there's no curves, there's no cut. It's just one piece of plastic fit back into the device. But I think it was the budget constraint to keep it like an all plastic bag and get away with that dual tone glass and plastic finish. Whatever the case may be, it is a budget device. And when I say budget device, it's under 30k. Well, if you were in the US for $300, this is a fantastic device. But in India, in 30,000 rupees, you get a lot of devices, you get a lot of competition, you get better spec devices. But then again, you're not buying for its specs, you're buying it for its camera. And that is fantastic. So if you look closely at the design, I think it's got a square, though it only has a single camera, as Google has always stayed on the computational photography bit. They didn't bother about giving you quad cameras or anything like that. Do I miss the wide angle camera? Yes, I do miss the wide angle camera. It would have been great to get a wide angle camera, but then again, it's a budget device. You can't expect multiple lenses on a budget device, and especially when one camera on a Google Pixel can do so much, you can really manage with that one. And the portrait is flawless even with a single lens. And Google has proved it time and time again that if the single lens can do a lot more than you would even imagine. The night sight is fantastic, the low light photography is fantastic, the HDR plus settings, everything makes it a perfect camera phone. Now that we have talked about the cameras on the Pixel device, let's look at some camera samples. In terms of design, this is a distinctive design in the sense that it has a single camera module with a flash but a square unit, and also the Google Pixel finger imprint sensor. I think it works flawlessly, and it has been always there from the first generation when you can use the gestures to swipe down the notification shade with just your finger. So that really makes sense. The buttons specifically on the Google Pixel 4a are very clicky. You can hear that sound also. They have a very good feedback. The power button is again distinctive because it has a different color. It's a lime mint color over here, not white. It's a lime mint color with the black, which looks nice. The volume rockers are black on the right side. So no button on the left side. Talking about the display, it's a 5.81 inches OLED display, 1080p in resolution. But it's the first time Google has given you so much of screen real estate because they have gone away with the tub notch. This is the first punch hole camera smartphone from Google, and I really appreciate it. Peak brightness of 719 nits. That means it is one of the best displays you can get in a budget device, beating even the OnePlus Nord, which has a higher refresh rate. This one has a 60Hz refresh rate, but the screen is so much nicer to look at. And I think a punch hole is always better than a notch. So this punch hole camera is an 8 megapixel camera which can capture 1080p videos and also great quality camera selfies, portrait selfies. Again, thanks to computational photography on Google Pixel smartphones. Back you got a 12 megapixel camera sensor. But then again, I've talked about the camera and I will go on in depth talking about it. So on the top, you get this 3.5mm audio jack. Yes, it's still there. A secondary microphone. The last bit about the design is the Sublime branding from Google. It's a G logo right there. Again, compact device, feels really solid. Even though it's a plastic bag, it feels really solid and you can even drop it without worrying about it. So I was talking about, it's really well built. I honestly have dropped it a few times. Solid device. So this OLED HDR display comes with a Corning Gorilla Glass 3 in the front, and then again it's a plastic bag, so no protection over there, but it's a solid plastic, and Corning Gorilla Glass 3 on the front. Budget device, you should not forget that. A lot of compromises are made for our budget device, and you can see that. So we talked about how strong the device feels and how good it is to grip because of its dimensions, its small form factor. It's only 147 grams. Usually phones are around 180, 190, even 200 grams. This one is under 150 grams, and you feel that because it's really lightweight, feels good to hold. The grip is really nice. You can use the phone with single-handed operation. You can easily reach your thumb from bottom corner to the top corner without even worrying about dropping the phone or fiddling with it. It's just very simple operation of reaching either corners of the device with single-hand operation, and that really speaks for itself that we need more smaller devices in the world. So then again, budget devices don't get flagship processor. On this one, you get the Qualcomm Snapdragon 730G processor in its octa-core processor, and it also is paired with a 6GB of RAM and a 128GB of ROM. So this time you get 6GB of RAM on a Pixel budget device, which is great because it's faster. So instead of giving you an eMMC memory like you got in the Google Pixel 3a, you get a UFS 2.1 memory this time, which is faster, which is better. And I think that's a good move by Google. You know, the 730G is a good processor, and especially when it's paired by Google, because Google is making the hardware here, Google is making the software here. The kind of integration they have given is great. Battery backup has been great for me. I think I get around 4.5 to 5 hours of screen on time mostly, and I have got those Pixel battery saving features that really save the battery for 1.5 days. Even with a 3140 mAh of battery, you can easily last a day. You know, at the end of the day, you will still have 10-15% left in your phone, and if you use battery saving features, you can even extend that. So don't worry about the battery, even though it's got a small battery because of the small form factor. You'll easily last a day, don't worry about that. So you're wondering, can the 730G handle all those tasks you throw at it? Yes, you can do gaming on it, you can play the best and latest of games without any stutter or lag, you can do multitasking easily, you can do a lot of photo editing on it because you'll be clicking a lot of pictures thanks to the great camera. So you don't have to worry about all those things. Yes, the performance will not be top notch, will not give you the best of frame rates when you're playing games, but then again, you don't even feel that because you are not buying this phone for gaming or really task intensive things. You're buying this phone for day-to-day tasks, for photography, for videography, and that this phone excels at. And when you run out of the battery, you can easily charge it with a supplied 18-watt charger. Yes, the phone comes with a charger in the box, so you don't have to worry about it. Instead of just charger, they got a lot of accessories with the phone. So you get the Pixel 4 itself, a quick start guide, safety information card, SIM eject tool, a USB Type-C to Type-C cable, a USB Type-C power delivery charger adapter, also a USB-C to A adapter useful for transferring data from an iPhone or other Android devices. And this adapter also doubles as an OTG input, so you can mount a USB drive into the Pixel 4a. There's no doubt that the Pixel launcher is one of the favorite launchers on an Android device, and people really install it on other devices also because they want to get that hang of how the Pixel devices work, how the stock launcher works. I've seen many people myself, you know, learning tutorials, trying to install Pixel launcher on their devices because it is one of the best launchers. There's no second thought about it. I do miss the squeeze feature. Google has fixed it up because you just need to swipe from the left or right and it launches the Google launcher. But that was really handy for me. I just used to squeeze it, launch the Google launcher, and you know, give my commands. Google still continues to keep a lot of gestures, and you can still use those gestures. Quickly open camera with the power button, tap to check on phone, lift to check on phone, and flip to sure, and that means flip to silent. But there are a lot of gestures that use of the accelerometer in the device and proximity sensor, giving you all those gestures that you really deserve to make your smartphone experience really good. We're using the device with latest Android 11 and a December patch, which is the latest December patch for security patches of Android. So again, this is the reason you buy a Pixel device, never worrying about the security patches, updates, and you get guaranteed updates for 2-3 years, and that's what makes a holistic experience that the Google Pixel offers. So one thing that we all gonna miss are the free photo backups, the high resolution, full resolution photo backups that we used to get with Pixel devices. That are going away, but we'll still have those high resolution photo backups that will stick, but the full resolution is gone now. I think 2021 is the last year. Till then, we will be able to store our photos in full resolution. After that, it'll be a low resolution, but still usable. So something that I think was an upper hand for Pixel device users will be gone now. Talking about the software, I think it still stays the same it was Google first launched, and from that first device, Google has stuck to that launcher because it really has worked in their favor. So simple gestures, you just swipe left to get all your Google News, Google Feed, and on the right is all the apps where you can, you know, swipe through apps. When you swipe up top, you get all those icons, all the apps installed, select which ones to keep. You have widgets, you have live wallpapers, and these live wallpapers are updated regularly. They're free of cost. You don't have to go to a separate app store to launch them or buy them. So all these goodies are there with Google Pixel Launcher, and I really like it. The software experience is flawless. I remember with the Google Pixel and 2 and 3 devices, there were some bugs like, you know, when you click photos, they used to vanish. Thankfully, I haven't experienced those on the Google Pixel 4a. So no bugs to report, and I think the software is done. I think we've talked about the software. It still doesn't have a memory card extension. Whatever memory you buy is the memory you get. You don't have a multiple SIM. You still have an eSIM option that can make it a dual SIM device or multiple SIM devices, but the physical SIM still remains to be one. So these things have been constant with Google, and I think that's a good way to go because that's how you get that better software integration. So I think it's time for the verdict, the unbiased verdict for the Google Pixel 4a. We have used this device for months now. Since it's launched, even before its launch, we had this device, and we were doing this long-term review so that we make sure that we have touched every aspect of the device. If you still feel that we missed something, please feel free to comment below or tweet to us. Is the Google Pixel 4a for you or not? Is it the right device? But if you have the money, why should you buy it? I'm not shy in saying that Google Pixel 4a has been my daily runner forever since it's launched. I have always used Google Pixel devices from the first series they launched. So I don't shy away from the fact that I'm a Team Pixel guy. But at the same time, and also iOS user, I believe in using both the platforms to their best. You know, I am not a person who will dive into I'm a Google fan or I'm an Apple fan. I'm a person who would enjoy the best of both worlds, and I've been doing that since the first generation of Nexus devices and Apple iPhones. So again, the competition still goes on, and I think it's a healthy competition. Google Pixel 4a doesn't have any competition with the iPhone SE or the iPhone 12 mini because they are better spec devices. Its real competition lies with its own, the Android platform, and that is the OnePlus Nord. I think it's one of the most competitive devices in the segment. The Vivo V20 Pro, the Realme X3 Super Zoom. So all these devices give it a tough competition. But then again, when you buy a Google Pixel, you're worry free. You can just take out the phone out of your pocket, click great pictures. You're worry free. You don't have any ads. You're worry free because you don't have to worry about bloatware. You're worry free because you don't have to worry about updates, patches, anything. The photos are backed up, your Google Drive is synced, everything is on demand, the Google Assistant is right there for you. So again, should you buy the device or not? That's up to you, because if you want the great set of cameras, seamless experience, clean stock Android experience, then the device is definitely for you. Single cameras giving you the best of quality, the night side is unbeatable and still remains to be unbeatable. You can do astrophotography, you can do so much with this phone. But if you're into gaming and you really want a device for gaming, then you want high refresh rates and whatnot, then I think the OnePlus Nord and the Vivo V20 Pro is a great device for you to look at, especially because you'll be able to buy them, I think, because this one is still out of stock. Sad, sad, sad. But I think that's about it for today. I don't know what to say because I really love this device. I really recommend this device to everyone, especially people who love to click pictures. Who doesn't like to click pictures in this age of social media? Everybody, right? So this phone is for you. But that said, I think that's it for today from us. And if you like the video, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and thanks for watching the Unbiased vlog.